Hey, what's going on YouTube? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Scattered Brilliancy. My name is Travis, and I am here to review MAFS, Married at First Sight, Season 3, Episode 11. This is the Intimacy Episode Part 2. As always, we're not doing a run by run. We're not doing a play-by-play. We're just going to do a quick rundown of what's going on so I can go to bed because I'm tired. Alright, so, got my notes here, and let's start with... We can start with Trey and Vanessa again today. So, I mean, nothing really went on between Trey and Vanessa, as well as Neil and Samantha. It wasn't a whole lot. So, I mean, their parts aren't too heavy. So, let me read through my notes. This week, they checked in with Dr. Logan, just to kind of see, well, David and Ashley did not check in with Dr. Logan. Just Trey, Vanessa, Ashley, Neil, and Samantha checked in with Dr. Logan. And as far as Trey and Vanessa are concerned, they talked to the doctor about the fact that they had that little, tiff the previous night or whenever that was, and told the doctor how Vanessa left. And, the doctor kind of called out Vanessa saying, you did something to him that you don't want done to you. So I think by this point it wasn't really necessary to talk to the doctor about it because I feel like they kind of know that wasn't a good thing. And I think Vanessa was well aware at that point that what she did wasn't needed. But I guess for the sake of the show, they still got to check in with the doctors. The doctor suggests that they do something nice for each other, do something romantic. And later on in the episode, Vanessa isn't feeling well, so Trey brings her some flowers. And she's starting a new job. So these are just a couple quick things going on with them. Vanessa's not feeling well. Trey brings her some flowers and some meds. She's also starting a new job. She's not going to be a corporate event planner. But Vanessa, both Vanessa and Trey, we say this all the time, they're both just very pleased with one another and very happy for their matchup and just really excited to be each other's husband and wife. Vanessa says that her expectations have been exceeded when it comes to Trey, and I feel like Trey has pretty much said the same thing in so many words. So, I mean, it's a great thing to see on TV. I mean, they're 5 weeks in, or like 4 weeks and some change in, because we know that all the couples have about a week and a half left in this process. So you kind of know where everybody's headed to, but we'll get to that a little bit later. During their particular segment, they celebrate their month anniversary. And like I said, everybody got married in June, so this is July. And a few days later, it's Vanessa's birthday. So for their month anniversary, as far as the doctor suggesting that they do something nice, Vanessa gets Trey this little basket that says 10 things I love about you. And it's just little things in the basket that are representative of the things that she likes or loves about him. The camera zoomed in on the title of the basket that said 10 things I love about you. And I was wondering if the L word was going to get addressed again like it was last week. Last week, the person at the cookout said, oh, y'all, I can see the love or something. And Trey said, love, that's a strong word. That's what caused their issue. So I was wondering if that was going to be addressed because Vanessa was the one who put it on the basket, but it wasn't on there. So, like, for example, there was a bag of Hershey Kisses and it was a little note that said, because you give great kisses. So, very sweet gesture, I'm sure. And I'm pretty sure all the women were just like, oh, my gosh, that's such a sweet idea. I wish my man would do that for me if I had one. Also, like I said, it was Vanessa's birthday. So, Trey cleans the house. And, he just really wants to make her happy. And Mr. Carl Harvey Russell III, because that's his real name. Am I the only person who didn't know that? I feel like it's the first time we're hearing this 11 episodes in. Carl Harvey Russell III. Trey, that's where the Trey comes from. Now, I'm feeling like I've been bamboozled. I didn't know this man's name the whole time. But he said something that a lot of people said to me when I got married that I don't really agree with. He said, happy wife, happy life. And I know plenty of y'all have heard that all the time. And I don't really like that phrase too much because, truth be told, she ain't the only person that's got to be happy for this thing to work. Like, somebody needs to come up with another saying to go with that, like, happy hubby, don't be chubby, something. Y'all work on that and y'all get back to me so we can put it on a t-shirt and sell it. But it's not only about the wife being happy. There has to be an equal balance of happiness between a couple, in my opinion. So that whole happy life, happy wife thing, and somebody at my wedding said, oh, make sure you always say yes, dear. No, that's not how this works. But, Anyway, so that's pretty much it with Vanessa and Trey. Let's move on to Neil and Samantha. You can kind of tell that between them, they're really starting to warm up to each other. They moved as far as a physical space is they're starting to hug. So it's better than what they were doing in the beginning. So you can tell that they're starting to grow on each other, and they're both pretty much talking about that. Especially more of Samantha is feeling like Neil is growing on her, because I think Samantha was the one who really had the issue. Well, not even had the issue, who was just a little more uncomfortable with Neil in the beginning. But like I said, now you can see that things are starting to change. And it's actually a breath of fresh air to see on TV. I'm really, even if they don't work out, I'm just happy to see that at this late in the game and where the show is in its process, that Samantha and Neil have made progress. Even if it's just a hug, if they don't ever make it to kissing on television, I'm cool. I ain't really, trying to wait for them to kiss. But it's just good to see that they're kind of enjoying each other and looking like they are genuine in that. So they meet with the doctor, and the doctor just I don't know if she tells them this or she's talking to us in the confessional just about how them living apart is really not going to be good for them. But that really doesn't even matter because they end up finding a place. So they find a place, they move in, all is well as far as that is concerned. I don't have any notes for them. They move in. Later in the episode, they go to like a pottery painting place, and that's when we find out Neil is about to go to Vegas for his cousin's wedding, but Samantha's not going to be able to go because she can't get off of work. And that's it for Neil and Samantha. I have a feeling, or I'm kind of hoping that Samantha will pop up and surprise him at the wedding. That would be really nice. That would be a really, really sweet thing for her to do. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Now, the episode picked up where it left off last week with David and Ashley. That's who the bulk of this video is going to be about. So for those who don't remember last episode, it ended with Ashley confronting David, saying that she was made aware that he had asked another woman out. And that's kind of where we left off last week. So this week, we get the details of all of that. And, what is said to have happened from Ashley's point of view is David hit up some girl on Facebook Messenger and asked her out for drinks. That's all she sees. That's all she's trying to see. That is what she's locked in on. David's explanation is he can't really get anything out of Ashley, which he appears to not be able to. Of course, these people are living 24-hour days, and their 24-hour days are being broken up into 20-minute segments on a show. So a lot can happen in 24 hours, and we as viewers are only seeing 20 minutes. So I think that's always the important thing to keep in mind when it comes to these reality TV shows, is that we don't see everything, and everything that we do see is all left up to editing. But he was saying, I can't really get anything out of you. So I reached out to our mutual friend to try to get some more information about you. Now, was the way that David went about this not the best? No, it was not the best. There are other ways that he could have done this, but I definitely see what he is saying he was trying to do. Now, whether he's telling the truth or whether he's lying, that ain't for me to say or to know, because we were never shown the actual message. But I'm inclined to wanting to believe that that is what David's true intentions were based on his actions on this show. Now, if he had been a different kind of guy, then, I would question it. But based on how he's acted, I would be willing to bet that he's probably telling the truth. And that's really what he was doing. Because, up until this point, he's always seemed like somebody who's been really trying. And Ashley has been painted out to be somebody who is just not here for this at all. Because I know most of y'all can't stand her. Because I see it in the comments all the time. So, oh God, I don't really feel like talking. I can't even get my words together. It's time for me to go to sleep. And, my doctor put me on vocal rest because my vocal cords are strained. So I really shouldn't even be making this video in the first place. That's why I'm talking so monotone almost. But, my doctor said, your vocal cords are strained. You need to not talk for a little while. So this is probably the most talking I've done in the past few days. So I'm sorry, y'all. So what the message said is, I want to call you up and ask you for drinks. And like I said, David's intention was to try to get to know Ashley. Ashley pretty much calls him a liar, says it's BS. David is really trying to fight his case, and I wasn't really sure where this was going to go from last week. And I really thought he's about to get caught in the act. But seeing it now, I'm like, he's probably telling the truth. So I looked at it two ways. I look at this moment, and David even said this on the show. I look at this as either she is hurt because she's now beginning to get emotionally invested in him and in this, Not likely, but it's possible. Or this is like her perfect door to leave all of this and escape out of this whole experiment, and have a reason saying, oh, but he did this and this is why it's not working out. I can't say which one it is, but David felt like she was overreacting, and I can't say that she was overreacting because I'm not her, but I can say, based on how she's appeared to be treating him, and based on how their interactions have been on this show, it feels like she's overreacting. Now, if she was a Vanessa, and this was a Trey Vanessa dynamic, I would totally get her reaction. But based on the fact that it's a David Ashley interaction, I'm like, you the whole time you've acted like you don't really care about this man, and you're not really into this. So to see you be so upset about it is odd. But it's very possible that she's just been keeping all those emotions in. I don't know. But they pretty much don't talk to each other for the rest of their moments. They go to bed not speaking to each other. David writes down notes and stuff for her. She ain't trying to hit any of it. She feels like it's all BS. So David ends up going to Buffalo to see his brother. And as he's telling Ashley that he's leaving, Ashley says, oh, and I talked to the girl, and she says she doesn't even really know you. And to me, that was just like, it felt like she was using that as her other, like, her crank of the knife in, saying like, oh, you talk about you trying to get some more information about me. This girl that says she doesn't even really know you. So Ashley's mind is made up, y'all. Completely made up, and they have a week and a half left, and they would have to do a lot to come back from this. So I honestly don't see Ashley and David making it, but it's not like this isn't new. I mean, we've felt like this for a while. David talks to his brother. Oh no, wait. Ashley talks to her friend Ashley, tells her what happens, and friend Ashley is just like, oh my girl, what girl he did what? Oh, that's not good. Da 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 da. David talks to his brother, tells him what happens, and the brother is like, yeah, that wasn't the best wording, but it sounds like she just took it out of context. David visits his dad's grave, and that moment I wasn't really sure how I was going to take that, because I lost my dad in 2011, and I had not been to his grave since the funeral, because I don't believe in going to a gravesite and speaking to a tombstone. Like, that's not my thing, because for me, when the person leaves this earth, they leave this earth. So me talking to a tombstone is not doing anything for me, because if I really want to talk to him, I'll just talk to him right here and not there. So I've never visited my dad's grave, and I don't ever plan on visiting it. So I wasn't really sure how I was going to handle it. I didn't want to get emotional, because I am an emotional kind of guy. But, I'm Horde, and I'm a thug, and I kept it together. So he visits his dad's grave. He's emotional. He talks to him, has a beer with him, all of that kind of stuff. It was nice. He gets back to his hotel, tries to call Ashley. She don't pick up the phone. I thought it was interesting that they showed the phone, and he has her in his phone as wifey, and that's really nice. But he's feeling rejuvenated. He's ready to go back to Atlanta and fight for his wife. And this is my observation, then I'm about to get up off here. My observation is, I think David's willingness to fight and his motivation to fight is not because he wants to be with Ashley. I think it's because he wants this process to work, and he wants to be married so bad, and the fact that he has a wife, he's trying to do whatever he can to make it work. When, whether you believe in divorce or not, some things just aren't meant to be, and you're just not meant to be with some people for a long time. Right now, I'm preparing to be in another play here in Charlotte, and one of the lines in the play is, death doesn't always mean a death as far as the end of a marriage, and sometimes people are together for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. It just depends. So I think he's fighting not because he really wants to be with Ashley, because I really just feel like if David took a second to really look at his situation with Ashley, he would realize that it's just not there. And I think he's trying to make something happen that's not going to happen. That's not to say anything about Ashley's character. Ashley's just not the person for him based on what I'm seeing on the show. And it sucks because this whole 5 week, 6 week period is a waste. with them two, because I'm pretty sure they'll learn something about themselves, but as far as the bringing together of this union is just. So I'm gonna do something for David that I know he don't want to do, because I'm nice like that. David, this is your towel. I'm throwing it in for you, bruh. I know whatever's done is done, because this was filmed in July. So whether they threw it in the towel or tried to make it work, they already had made that decision. But for me, this is the towel for David and Ashley. I'm throwing it in because I know it ain't gonna work. I know that's probably bad to say, but I'm pretty sure y'all agree with me. My predictions, I predict David. I predict Trey and Vanessa. I predict Harvey Carl Russell III, or whatever his name is. I predict I need to go to sleep. I gotta go to bed. I predict Vanessa and Trey will stay together. I predict David and Ashley will not. And I predict Neil and Samantha are going to stay together in an effort to try to make it work. And then maybe in the 6-month thing, they may split up. But we'll see. So I think those two will stay together, and that one will break up. I got to get up off here. Thank y'all so much for watching this Married at First Sight review. Make sure you like, rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Again, my name is Travis. This is Scattered Brilliancy, and I'm about to go hit that bed. So I will talk to y'all later. Peace.